Okay. Okay. All right. We're here. All right. Took us a little bit, but we are live for MaXX Bantz 24 here at Knockhill Racing Circuit in Scotland. This is a very simple format. It's just the BMW Z4 GT3 at Knockhill for 1.5 hours. We are starting in the dead of night. That is basically it. I'm Reese Gardner. Dan Yeaman is with me in the comms box. And man, it wouldn't be MaXX Bantz without some drama before the green flag. Dan, we've had some interesting things going on. Jay's internet has been out for a week because the hand of God came down and smote his internet cable for reducing the race length. And you've had some troubles with ATVO. So for now, we're going to be without overlays.
Yeah, saying I've had ATVO troubles is the least of my concerns.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are wrong right now. Okay, I'm being told there's other random things. You know what? Sparey, we're just going to have the full experience in all the worst ways possible.
That's it. That's absolutely it. It wouldn't be MaXX Bantz without a little bit of jank in the broadcast feed. At the moment, we have a minute remaining on the grid timer. We have 29 drivers ready to start this race. It's a standing start in this GT3, and of course, all driver aids have been turned off, or so I'm told in the setup. And of course, I was an idiot and didn't make a setup, so Sparey has handled setup making duties for this one. He's created a car that constantly wants to go to the right, that has to be counter-steered in the braking zones. Plenty of lockups and spins have been seen in practice and qualifying. So, now we just wait for the grid timer to go to 0, and we can see who comes away with the WinRAR trophy. We do have Eric Intilli and Daniel Stevens in the server, two former MaXX Bantz champions, and we shall see whether or not they'll be able to come through and take the win. How do you win is the question. You win by winning. Basically, that's it. What you got to deal with is a car that drives like a toilet, basically. And you just need to finish first. And we'll see how things go from here on out as the green flag flies and we are away. Plenty of drivers stalling, but it's a good start from those up the top of the field. At the moment, Connor McClellan started in second, and he is ginger into the braking zone. We already have our first spin as Benjamin Roberts takes the lead. Dylan Bam is the one who has spun there at the entry to the first turn. We are starting in the dead of night. It's just coming up to 3 a.m. And I tell you what, it's going to be a quick run to sunrise because we have 8x time acceleration as McClellan goes for a spin in front of the field, and that is massive damage. 4 drivers coming in on him. Bailey, Walling, and Cabin Bud going for spins there, with Travis Hicken also taking to the runoff area. Connor McClellan and Brandon Groach now glued together there as they both try to get going. Obviously, damage is on, and we have some very unfortunate looking race cars out there for the time being.
That we do indeed. As I'm scrambling to try and fix things up, catch up with where things are at, and it's still apparently Ben Roberts leading them around here. This international configuration of Knockhill in backwards as well, as they'll navigate the dark. It's interesting, I have to say, Reese, for this 24th running of the MaXX Bantz Open, that we have ourselves technically a race. Although there is a good caveat to that one there, in saying that. Have we got someone off in the background?
I think so. Plenty of drivers. I think as long as you say someone's off in the background, you'll be right. Honestly, there's a few other caveats as well. Fact that there is 13% fuel tank capacity restriction is going to result in a lot of drivers taking multiple visits to the pit lane in this one. We already see quite a few drivers going for the pits. It looks like Phil Reed is in the pits right now, potentially getting some damage repaired. Sam Gunston has also gone into the pits and gotten some minor damage repair as well. So we have plenty going on already in this race. And there's another caveat that we have to talk about. The drivers have to make sure that they make passes, because if there are no on-track passes for position for 3 laps, Jake Sparey will end the race. So the drivers have to get into that GT3 lobby vibe and go for those moves.
It's definitely something I haven't really heard of before, so curious to see how this one plays out. That is for sure indeed. As we continue watching drivers, Wanchi Lin here, currently running 4th place in that number 30 machine. Actually started on the grid 11th, so props to Wanchi, although in behind him, Dan Stevens, with the 1X to his name. That being, though, not incident points for a change. That's actually the mark of his victory at Oschersleben. That would have been for MaXX Bantz 22? Or thereabouts? It was, oh, hello!
Oh, all right. Going over the top of the hill, we have some drama there. And unfortunately, that has resulted in some big dramas for Bailey Watling. Once more, Dylan Bam off the circuit. He's come to a stop, and it looks like he's going to tow. Travis Hicken is in the pits. Jack Barker is at a standstill at right angles to the racing line on the front straight. We have plenty going on here, and plenty of drivers with cars that are even more messed up than how they started.
It's been a good one, all right. in terms of just absolute madness. That's a car in the pits. Let's go back out to the racetrack. Who can we find who's survived and going okay for now? Well, the gap out front is apparently... Oh, one of the... Who is that there that Ben Roberts is just... Oh! It's caused absolute carnage. Apparently, myself and Timothy Vaughan there parked dead to the world, and Phil Reed has decided to join him having the parties. Oh! More headlights go backwards and sideways, and Dan Stevens, that is there, parallel, perpendicular to the circuit.
Yes, well, it seems that that area of the circuit is very popular to have incidents at. This car usually drives pretty well, being a GT3, but Sparey's settings have made it an absolute nightmare to drive, as that is definitely an unsafe re-entry there, but it's MaXX Bantz, so we don't care. Coming over turn 1 of the regular layout, number 3, Dan Stevens, will bring it into the pit lane, and the thing is, with the fuel tank restriction, 13%, that means that drivers will be pitting, I don't know, about every 10 minutes or so. And I think that... Oh, okay. Looks like he's decided to bring it into the box there. We are going to be seeing many pit stops in this race, and fuel saving is not going to help you. Interesting.
Oh.
Okay, we have a...
Yeah,
you heard that too.
That's yeah.
Jake Sparey giving Charlie Lord a black flag for apologising for causing an incident. And
well, he just looped it by himself there.
He has. Well, he'll have to come into the pits and serve a drive-through penalty, make sure that he gets going quick, sharp, because there are drivers on the racing line. And with that, he will not go into the pit lane this time by. Oh, actually, he will. Things get a little bit iffy when you're at Knock Hill at night and you don't know where the pit entry actually is.
Yeah, without a doubt. That's for sure. I was going to say people we can look in on, such as Corey Vivinks, second to Cisco. I feel like that's been an update to Corey's name.
That has.
If I get this right, he's the only one representing iRacing this evening from what I can see. Unfortunately, already 2 laps down in 18th. And in fact, yeah, apart from in fact, only 7 cars currently sitting on the lead lap.
That's amazing. We are only we're just coming up on 7 minutes into this race, and we already have less than 10 cars on the lead lap. That is incredible. Looks like Josh Carroll Walden has had a bit of an issue. He is spun at turn 1, and he may very well lose a position, but he gets back up to speed, and just on cue, Thomas Byrne behind him spins at the very same corner. It looks like the hairpin and the run over the hill towards the end of the lap are the places where the drivers have to be extremely careful. There's not much they can do to save the car if it flicks sideways just a little bit.
No, definitely seems to be the case. All kinds of madness and monstrosity currently going on out there on the track. Yes, well, I'm hoping in about, give me hopefully 30 seconds, I'll actually have something for you in the form of a, what's the word for it? Overlays of a fashion.
Oh,
yes.
I've
actually got to that point, miraculously. So hopefully, when I do a few things in the background, we'll actually be making progress there.
That sounds good. Well, we'll keep our eye here on spinners and crashes, as that's a bit of a whack there. We have plenty more of the race to go, as there's been a change for the lead. It looks like Benjamin Roberts has gone for a spin there, and Tyson Broad now holds the lead of MaXX Bantz 24. But he just avoids spinners in front of him. That's Bailey Watling, who it seems has spent more time facing the opposite direction of the circuit than he has the right direction. Benjamin Roberts finally getting himself going again, and Jimmy Cato and Steve McLennan both making trips off the track there, and those drivers fighting down in the midfield. So, position update for you all. We now have 6 cars on the lead lap, and well, 7th to 12th is a lap down. Everyone further on back is 2 or more laps down. That gives you a sense of just how much things have devolved in this race so far.
Yes, indeed. Well, looks like I might be... Well, I was hoping to have results for you. The answer, apparently, not the way I wanted. But I think what we can do is a bit of a brute force method until I fiddle around some more. So if I move that to... Aha! Yes!
Aha! Yes! We have stats!
Oh,
Here
well, yeah,
we
that's
go.
very, very broken, but you know what?
Hey, go with it.
We have ourselves
just
a leaderboard.
go with it, man.
We have
We
ourselves a
do.
leaderboard.
Oh, beautiful. Fantastic. I gotta say, that is art. That truly is art.
You're welcome.
Yanshi Lin moving into 2nd.
Who are we actually looking at right now? I don't even know. And in fact...
That's a very good question.
Oh, yeah,
Benjamin
I'm
Roberts going into the pits. Whoa.
I'm just going to do that there. Just fine.
We're getting there. Dan, of course, struggling to make himself heard a little bit, I think.
Oh, that just would be the icing on the cake at this point, wouldn't it? Nothing,
Well, yeah.
nothing can go right for me.
Well, yeah, I mean, to make things a little bit worse, yeah, since the start of the broadcast, it sounded like you've been talking into an egg carton, basically. But I can still hear you.
Beautiful.
I can still make out the words.
Well, that'll be something I'll hopefully change for the next time I have to talk on air.
No worries.
Right, so things are a little interesting. So in theory, there's a driver named oh, hello, bonk.
Oh no! Wow. Yeah, that's a heavy bonk there. Oh, and
So
it's
that's
resulted in a triple bonk. Oh, wow! All right. I don't even want to count the amount of near misses that have happened in this race. I mean, I certainly can't count the number of crashes, but I think the amount of near misses has been pretty similar. We have Tyson Broad coming into the pit lane, meanwhile, from the lead of the race. And that looks to me like a fuel stop there. Seems that about 13 laps or so is how much you can make on a tank here. So Yanshi Lin moving into the lead, Sam Gunston into 2nd. Top 5 rounded out by Brett Punkari and Josh Carroll Walden, as Benjamin Roberts has gotten back onto the lead lap, holding the fastest lap of the race so far at 50.4 seconds. But that's completely irrelevant, because the times that we are seeing run the gamut from mid to high 50s to 1 minute 10s, 1 minute 30s, as drivers are struggling to keep these cars going straight.
Yes, they are indeed. Let's see if I can figure out why I'm having many dramas. In fact, how far off is this thing? Actually, I'm just gonna... So that's down there. Oh, someone's gone for a bit of a trip off the... So, excuse me for breaking things some more. I just need to see if I can find...
Yep, don't worry, just break things.
Yeah, I'm trying to find where my... Okay, so it's down here somewhere. This is what I was trying to... I'm just bringing it onto screen. There.
Oh, yes.
At the very bottom.
There it is.
I feel like I'm dealing with, for somehow, a complete mismatch in apparent resolutions. I'm not sure how that's happened. But it has happened. So there's what the lower third that I wanted to bring up earlier. So we can either have that, or we can have the top of the timer things that we can see who's still leading this thing. I guess take your pick on what we're going to what we want. You know what, we can have interval as well. Are there any gaps? There's some close-ish gaps.
I see 1.7 seconds there for 14th place, and it's ebbing and flowing between Steve McLennan and Thomas Byrne. Byrne might have to make way for Travis Hicken pretty soon, because, Byrne going off the circuit. He is full on cutting the track there, and he's trying to make up time on McLennan, and looks like McLennan himself has gone off. So that is a change of position. Thomas Byrne up into 14th place, and he does not give a toss about track limits. Steve McLennan, though, smashing into the barrier. So I think that has sorted that battle for now. And, of course, drivers will have to be careful to have their fast repair checked when they come into the pits. I am presuming unlimited fast repairs because there's going to be so much damage being done around here.
Oh, yes. Indeed, that is the expectation. Oh, hello. That's a very creative racing line from Thomas Byrne, I have to say.
It is. It is.
But I guess that also just fits the bill for what's up tonight. Yep, he'll do it some more, I guess, is the answer. And unfortunately, he's found the other side of the circuit. So it's a mixed bag, as it were.
Indeed. Well, look, I mean, you broke stuff, and that's the MaXX Bantz ethos. Break stuff. We break race formats. We break car setups. We break everything here.
In my defense, well, yeah, I mean, the long and short of it is I've now got 2 PCs to worry about because I thought I can improve broadcast quality, which, to be fair, there wasn't necessarily the intention that tonight was going to be a test run. It looks like, well, I'm discovering all of the things that need to be.
Well, isn't that what a test is for?
Yes, nothing like testing live and throwing myself into the fire and brimstone, as it were.
You're achieving something here, Dan. That's the goal of it. You're working things out. It just so happens that an event is going on in the background. Yes.
You know what? Let's do that one there, and that way, driver names will sort of. We'll get 3 3/4 at a time, and that way people can sort of get an idea of who's where. With the tower being broken as it is still.
Yeah, indeed. Well, that should serve its purpose for the time being. Let's update you all for the moment on how things are looking results-wise. Yanshi Lin, Sam Gunston, Tyson Broad and Brett Punkari are the only drivers on the lead lap right now, and there's just been a change for third. Brett Punkari getting passed by Tyson Broad into the opening hairpin. That is the most normal-looking pass I have seen tonight.
Well, you know what? I think it'll be a bit jank. Yes, it'll definitely be jank, but you know what? We can just go. Oh, there's a built-in overlay swipe. Well, there you go. I've learned there's a built-in overlay swipe to ATVO. This is what the pass indeed looked like.
Wow. Simply magnificent. Love it. As the replay of the pass is made, and stay on this replay because you'll see Tyson Broad immediately make an error and allow Punkari back past. The red and white striped BMW that you saw is Punkari. This battle is continuing on as we speak, and Broad's just tried to make another pass on Punkari at the hairpin. We should probably go back live, Dan, because we're actually having a really good race here. Tyson managing to get the move done on Punkari at the first hairpin again. Now the question is, will Tyson be able to hold on to it? No, he goes off and spins, and Punkari is going to go back through. The red and white striped BMW there is Punkari. Tyson Broad, the blue machine, and he's just gotten hit again. Cabin Bud and Stuart Bradley getting into Tyson Broad there. So lots of dramas in the battle for the podium, but there can be only one winner.
Oh,
There's
no.
only one winner trophy to give out. And you know what? I can't wait to see who gets the brown star for this one for the most incident points, because I think there's going to be a lot of competition for it.
Yeah, safe to say I think that's going to be the case. Officially, there are now only 3 cars on the lead lap, and that might be 2. Because this is one she Lin in the... There's a Turner BMW paint scheme on that car. Or
maybe.
It's... Actually,
looks
no,
like
that's... It's almost like it, but that also looks like stock paint shop
yeah,
logo
I see a
placement.
Logitech G livery on the door.
So let's go with Turner inspired.
Yes.
And leave it at that. Because, yes, that's Brett Pancari in front of him. And there goes... Ah, right.
Yeah, so that's a big freeze.
Yes, lovely.
So, we have our first big glitch of the race there as we go into MaXX Bantz radio. The caution flag has been thrown by Jake Sparey.
I thought I fixed that. Well, actually, no. I did 5 laps at Mugello thinking that maybe that was a sign things had worked. But no. No, they have not. I love my life. That's all I can say right about now.
Well, all I have to say is that was a very well-timed safety car because, yeah, it basically came out like mere seconds after the broadcast glitch. Okay, so currently, it's Thomas Byrne, I'm hearing, who holds the brown star at 72 incidents and 1 black flag. That is a true achievement right now. The next highest amount of incidents I'm seeing is Phil Reed with 59 incidents. He currently has a mechanical black flag as well. So we shall see whether or not competition for the brown star increases from here. And with that, Dan Yeaman drops from the server. So we are truly in radio mode now. Yanshi Lin still leading MaXX Bantz 24 as there is an ocean of cars going through the pit lane right now. Timothy Vaughan, Travis Hicken, Benjamin Roberts, Connor McLellan. We have Stuart Bradley in there as well. It's a fair portion of cars that have made their way to the lane. Tyson Broad also coming into the pits as well. How many more will we see? Bailey Watling making his way through. Dan Stevens, Sam Gunston, Jack Barker, Mark Axelson, and Steve McLennan staying out of the lane. It looks like Thomas Byrne is going to stay out of the lane as well. So the field falls into line behind the iRacing pace truck. We are using the pace truck here, and lights are out, so I'm thinking we're going to be going green at the end of this lap. We have 3 cars on the lead lap, and Brett Pancari in the pits. It looks like he's managed to get himself some more fuel in the car. So we remain 3 on the lead lap. This will be an interesting restart here. Will Yanshi Lin be able to hold on from Sam Gunston, who is making his way up through the dearth of lapped cars in this field? This is going to be a difficult restart here, but we'll find our way through it eventually. There we go, just in time. The pace truck pulls on into the pits, and Yanshi Lin is going to follow the pace truck into the pits, so we will have a change for the lead here on the restart. Sam Gunston leading the MaXX Bantz Open. And remember, Sam Gunston has never won a MaXX Bantz here, so this could potentially be his way on through. Josh Carroll Walden making a pass on Cabin Bud for P6. That, of course, is a lap or so down. Benjamin Roberts is spun off, I think. Oh, that's a big hit there. Cabin Bud and Josh Carroll Walden going off the circuit there. They banged wheels on the way into the corner, and off they went.
Not ideal at all, as, yep, 53 of Bud is still trying to get that car pointing in the right direction, and oh, he'll take a tap to his rear for his troubles as well, for good measure. Which definitely will be a pain for him there. That's to say at least as they'll work their way backwards through these chicanes. And let's see, is this still oversized and completely out of proportion? Yes.
Yes, it is. Hooray!
I do want to try one last thing.
Okie dokes.
Let's see if I can maybe make this work.
Here's hoping. See a question from some time ago in the YouTube chat from Dirty Kohai. This was meant to be the oval layout of Knock Hill, but we found out in true MaXX Bantz fashion after we had set everything up that there were only 20 grid slots available for the oval. So the decision was, do we stick with the oval and do basically heat races and finals and whatever, or do we just switch up the layout and not tell anyone? And Sparey decided to go for the second option. That is the reason why we are running this layout and not the one that was previously advertised. Wouldn't be MaXX Bantz without some last-minute changes on race day.
No, all in good time. Or good fashion, as it were, it seems. So, yes, the oversized, incorrectly sized overlay will have to do us, it seems, because for reasons I can't begin to understand, it's somehow not scaling correctly to match the display it should be projecting to. But guess that do be my my thing to go for. Figure out in due course. But what I might do is bring it back to my own center screen for a second and just see. The funny thing is, if I bring it back to my monitor, it's okay. If I try and put it on the capture card device that we're getting the game footage from, that's a no bueno, apparently.
Interesting. Well, I can't help but notice that there is no iRacing watermark in the bottom right corner. So might it be that iRacing itself is being run at a higher resolution and ATVO is going off that?
Maybe. You know what? I have an alternative solution. Just massively undersize the overlay, and that way we get things on screen. Maybe I can bump that up slightly. See if I can find the happy value. Yeah, about that'll do.
Yes, that seems good.
That'll do roughly for now, and then I'll scratch my head and wonder why it's broken.
Indeed. Fart2767 in the YouTube chat. Yes, YouTube is where the cool kids hang out. We do multi-stream. It does seem that we get a bit more activity in the chat on YouTube. So welcome. Hope that you enjoy the show as much as you can use that term to refer to this absolute travesty. We're coming up on an hour remaining in the race. It is still very much dark out there, but I can see that the time is ticking towards 7 a.m. in sim time. Remember, we are running 8x time acceleration. So for every second that passes, it's like 8 seconds in the real world. And already we're coming up to 6:34 a.m. in sim time. And within about 12 seconds, we shall be at 6:35. So this is certainly going to be lightening up very soon. But Jake Sparey, in his infinite wisdom, set the race date to the 12th of... 2023 12/01. Yeah, that's the 1st of December. So it's a long night for these guys, but I am seeing the first wisps of red come up in the east.
Yes, it's slowly making its way to us. Actually, I'm gonna go back to what I had for a second. And oh yeah, that yeah, okay.
Oh yeah.
That's more like what it should be ish. Why I need to set it to a different resolution. I don't know, but hey, I can now put up the driver thing at the bottom of screen. So I guess
thank God for that.
We got that going for us. Sam Gunston pulling a 40-second lead on everyone behind him still in this race. So good on you, Sam.
Indeed. Well, we speaking of people left in this race, we still have 24 cars running. The retirements list so far consists of Tom Marley, Corey Vervinkt, Sam Harper, Dylan Bam, and Connor Morgan. Unfortunate there. And it looks to me like Connor Morgan didn't even take to the start of the race. So we do have some unfortunate runnings here at the moment. But as the race ticks down to an hour to go, things will start lightening up very soon. Question from the YouTube chat from Stool Bend. What if your legs didn't know they were legs? Dan, thoughts?
Oh, that's a very good question. I'm not sure my brain was ready for that one to come up. If my legs didn't know they were legs, I don't know, would they try and be hands?
Yeah, that's the thing. We need some qualifying questions here. Do your legs think that they are something else, or what do they think they are? Is the big question. Because if your legs think that your hands, if your legs think that they are hands, they would obviously be trying to grab stuff. We'd have a lot of people not walking. Of course, maybe there's the possibility that there's another body part that thinks it's legs. Maybe your nostrils. Do your nostrils think that they're legs and constantly try to walk around? Is everyone dragging themselves around by the nose?
Yes.
I don't know.
Questions abound indeed.
Well, Gunston pulling into the pits. We do have an event going on here, and unfortunately we can add Tyson Broad to the retirements list as well. Very unfortunate for the driver who had taken the lead at one point earlier. We have multiple drivers in the pits right now. Connor McLellan, Jimmy Cato, Steve McLennan, and Phil Reed in the lane. Victor Oliveira has just come out of the lane with a 10.1 second pit stop. Sam Gunston completes his service and will re-emerge back onto the racetrack just behind 17th place Jack Barker, with Yanxi Lin now taking the lead back. But remember, Yanxi Lin is 3 laps into a stint right now, and he will have to come into the pits again very, very soon.
Catch everyone who's going for a spin. Turn 1, it seems, is the place to be.
Yes.
And, Brandon Grotch, I think, has just been given a helping of Z4 by, I suspect, Ben Roberts.
Yes. Very unfortunate there. I think this is Brandon's first MaXX Bantz, so it's a bit of a baptism of fire for him. Brandon running down in 12th place right now as we see what happened to him. A spin on his own coming through the hairpin just as you come over the crest. The rear end goes and ultimately gets completely head-on collisioned by Benjamin Roberts, who on live pictures is going for the pit lane, presumably to repair some damage.
Repair some damage. Yes, let's have a look here as he gets it up on the jacks, and away he goes. That does look suspiciously, yeah. In fact, yep, nice and short. We'll see if we can get a glimpse at the car at all.
Still looks a bit wonky to me.
So maybe not as bad as he thought, so he's just taken... that front right corner where it was most apparent, I think,
fully repaired.
Has been repaired. So fast repairs very much in play.
The lack of light lies. Don't worry, we'll be getting more of it soon. You'll notice that there's actually a little bit more of a dim light here as, well, meanwhile, back up the front, Yanxi Lin Making his way through here on a lapped car. It's Hamish Cleland, Phil Reed trying to follow through here and go to the inside. The gap is there, and Cleland says, all right, mate, you can have it, as there's a spin in the background from Travis Hicken. So many spins from everyone right now. If we check out the incident points tally, we still have Thomas Byrne, the leader of the incident points. 113 is what I'm seeing. The next highest, it looks to be 83 incidents for Phil Reed. So they remain your top two in the quest for the Brown Star. Bailey Watling is continuing to have big adventures out there, and manages to escape the wrath of the walls for the moment.
Very, very much temporary, it seems, and they all try and do a little dance, it seems, to get back to the pits safely. Okay, the gap for a moment was very small. In fact, Sam Gunston's taken the lead off of Wan Chi Lin. Now,
yeah,
that
he
has happened where?
Looks like Lin, I think, maybe had a spin or potentially some contact with another car, and that's what put paid to that. This is Gunston here, going through the hairpin with Lin in the wall. So that answers that story. And what happened to him here? Oh, he was trying to take avoiding action and ended up getting into the wall. Now, I think, yeah, okay, he was able to keep the engine running, because remember, all driver aids have been turned off. That means that drivers have to turn the ignition and starter in the car themselves. It's not automatically done by iRacing. So if by chance you end up stalling, which would be very difficult to do in a GT3, you're going to take a little bit of time getting back up to speed.
Yes, well, just looking here, a couple of drivers to the pit lane, including Dan Stevens, not Bailey Watling. Who's come out right in front of Dan? It's Thomas Byrne, and not quite Victor Oliveira. It's been out for a little longer there, as we can start to see the cars. Oh,
we can.
Sunlight. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful. Magnificent. Oh, that's a magnificent spin from the number 23 of Victor Oliveira. And, well, he'll get that going very shortly, won't he? Hopefully without an unsafe re-entry. Steve McLennan just avoiding getting into him there. But the drivers are now experiencing light. And we have now an opportunity to check out some of the liveries that have been put into play for this. Oh no, that's very awkward there for Bailey Watling as he chases down Dan Stevens.
Yeah, Stevens, unfortunately,
another black flag for Thomas Byrne, this time for dangerous contact. And tell you what, Byrne is rapidly finding his way towards maybe the black star for the most black flags.
That feels like a new one for MaXX Bantz, as we've had someone take to the wall. Bailey Watling, who was ahead of Dan Stevens, and, well, no more for position now, as, oh, he's going to be joined in the grass somewhere.
Oof. That's Travis Hicken that has spun around there, manages to get back up to speed without involving anyone else, at least for the first part of it. But, well, it looks like Timothy Vaughan was able to avoid him. Watling as well, getting back up to speed, as looks like some potential trouble for Stuart Bradley. Seems to be having some internet issues there. So we shall see if he can hold on to that, as Dan Stevens will try and chase him down here within a second, and has Yan Shi Lin for company in second place. The lead is down to 6.6 seconds now, and get the feeling Gunston is still going to have to work hard here if he wants this coveted first MaXX Bantz victory.
Oh, he will have to, all right. As I thought I'd actually try and get a few things up on screen. You know, usually I take it off. Let's actually leave the predictive brake and throttle on screen. We'll see how well the overlay gets it right. There's a stab from Dan Stevens. He nearly loses the rear. Thankfully, he only goes a lap down on Yuan Lin, and that will be that for the corner.
Indeed it will. So Stevens still holding on to P8 as things stand. We have 3 cars on the lead lap, and, well, you want something to compare that with. Brett Pancari in 4th place. Currently a minute and 35 seconds behind 3rd place.
So much so it completely breaks my overlay, apparently, or... Maybe he is only 4... Yeah, no, my interval does say a lap as well. So, yeah, he's a lap and 5 seconds behind Ben Roberts. If that's to be believed. I jump forward to Ben Roberts.
No.
Actually, no. Yep.
That's... Overlays broke.
There's Roberts. You know, that matches up. Yeah. Yeah, Pancari is a lap and 5 seconds, or 6 seconds now, behind Ben Roberts. Pancari starting lap 42 here in turn 1. There's Roberts exiting the hairpin, heading down towards turns 2 and 3 on lap 43.
Righto. Cool. We've got that sorted, thankfully, as there is another safety truck called by our race admin, Jake Sparey, to try and bring the field together. This will be an opportunity for people to get fast repairs done if they need one right now. Daniel Stevens jumping into the pit lane. Also seeing that Stuart Bradley is continuing to have technical issues. Josh Carroll Walden jumps into the pit lane as well. Remember, this is oval racing safety car rules, so the pit exit is closed. And actually pit entry probably closed too, so we're probably going to see some black flags.
Or at the very least, end of line penalties for those who dare jump into the pits right now, yes. It should stay closed until the pace truck picks up our race leader. Well, there is our truck. The scored leader, Sam Gunston, is back there. As oh, who's that there that was scored? Well, scored 10th.
Josh, no, Dan Stevens, who is showing up as 9th.
Yes,
interesting.
No, I know what it is. Oh, I know what it is. That's a user error one, not an overlay error one.
Righto, it is indeed Josh Carroll Walden. I thought to myself, something seems amiss. We do have an extra rule here that's just been brought in from Maximilian Jasmine Banter, Jake Sparey. On the restart, we have lead lap cars in line on the outside, lappers in line on the inside. So, I don't know how that's going to work out with only 3 cars on the lead lap. Regardless, we do have Sam Gunston making his way into the pits and overshooting his pit box. And that's going to result in Yuan Lin taking the lead back. And it looks like Sam was able to make 12 laps on that tank. He's apparently having further issues here trying to... he was not able to get the car stopped there. It was only an 8.4 second pit stop, but he actually was in the pits for a damn sight longer. So that's going to hurt his advances a little bit. Might give the advantage to Yuan Lin and Benjamin Roberts that they so desperately need.
Yeah, they certainly won't be complaining, that's for sure. Try and bring up some information on the screen here. This is how long it's been for all the drivers since they last pitted. So 4 laps for Lynn as the leader. 12 laps for Roberts in second. So this feels like an opportunity gone begging for Roberts. Yes, you lose positions under the pace truck, and potentially, but again, not really in bulk. There's only 3 of them on the lead lap right now. He would only have fallen to third.
Yeah, true. So anything can happen still, and you have plenty of opportunities to gain all of that back. The pace truck is making its way into the lane, and we do have our lead lap cars going on the outside. Here we are then. We are away once more, and Jack Barker is the lead car in line, but remember, he's down in 18th place, 8 laps down, locks the brakes and makes it difficult for Yanshi Lin to make his way around. And whoa, okay, that was a re-entry there from, that was Victor Oliveira, who ended up having to cut the hairpin thanks to losing the rear into turn 1. So this is the race for the lead. 1 car in between Yanshi Lin and Sam Gunston for the lead of the race, and it's only 1.5 seconds between them. Gunston, it looks like, has been the one to beat on pace, and that's on average. Yanshi Lin's fastest lap is actually 0.3 quicker than Gunston's fastest lap, but I think consistency has fallen the way of Gunstone so far.
I would suggest that, yes, that's probably what's up here is, so it's a bit of a battle for 5th that could be brewing, although Connor McClellan's running away from Cabin Bud. Watling and Stevens, nope, that's definitely not a fight. I was looking for something more like this here. Timothy Vaughan and Brandon Groch. It was a battle, and Stevens dived to the pits and completely broke any sense of that being a fight. So that's what happened there. I take no responsibility for that one.
Of course.
Who's had a spin? I hear tires.
Uh-oh. Who could that be?
Oh, hang on to it, Phil!
All right. Easy does it, Phil Reed. Gentle now. 17th place right now, and Jack Barker is the next car for position, and Phil, sorry, the car behind for position, and is almost a lap down on Phil, so not much pressure that Reed is going to be under, but this is looking interesting. Cabin Bud, Timothy Vaughan, and Brandon Groch. Groch locking up the right side tyre as he makes his way in. There's a spin there, and Cabin Bud once again takes to the grass. Though, having said that, it hasn't cost him all that much. He remains in 6th place, and he has 2 cars to worry about. Connor McClellan ahead of him, and Mark Axelson behind. They are all on the same lap.
Oh, and then just off of, I guess, the first corner. I don't even know who it is. Let's try and scroll back and find them. Unfortunately, for Jack to dog to oh,
yeah, Sparey has some fun with that nickname.
Clearly, yes. Yeah. Doesn't quite ring. I guess maybe I was expecting you to have the 2 first. That would have been the icing on the cake to make that work. But close enough as. Oh yeah, that's a lot of front right tire abuse. It's, oh no! That's Groch around in the grass.
Yep. Brandon Groch having a fun time out there. 15 spots gained, which is the 2nd most gained in the race. Cabin Bud has the most positions gained at 18. So, oh lordy. We're past halfway, by the way. This has certainly been an eventful race so far, and we still have 42 minutes to go. Travis Hicken, meanwhile, back in the car after having jumped out to take a was, as has been so eloquently put in the YouTube chat. Hicken's still running 17th place out of 23 cars, still running.
There's Big old locks there for... Oh, and right in front of him.
Oh,
No, that's actually
Hamish Cleland.
separate. Completely unrelated. But a bit of a drama
Yeah,
there.
Josh Carroll Walden had a bit of drama coming into the first turn.
And race leader nearly had the rear bumper assassinated there.
Certainly did.
Who?
Only
Good.
0.5 of a second.
Connor McClellan actually nearly wiped things out as... Oh, this is interesting.
Oh.
Let's try for an onboard shot here with our race leader, Huan Chi Lin. Just sort of
Yeah.
see how things are going from his perspective as he tries to gently nurse his car around the Knock Hill International Racing Circuit.
Oh, all right. He's having trouble, and he goes defensive because Sam Gunston is right behind him now and drawing alongside. Gunston on the headlight flash as they make their way into the first turn here. Lock up for Yanshi Lin, and he manages to keep the position only just, but Gunston with a slightly better exit. He's going to get it done here potentially. Has to force Yanshi Lin to go deep here at this following corner. Narrow line in, will start it off, and it's going to work a little bit here. Inside now for Gunston. Easy does it, but he backs out. And that brings Connor McClellan right into it. Remember, McClellan is not fighting with these guys for position. He is currently,
3 laps down.
3 laps down in 5th place.
Oh, here you go. I'll put the gaps back up on the tower relative to the race lead. If you can read them, that is. I do acknowledge there is a bit of a scaling and sizing issue there, as that's a lunge. That's a lunge!
Oh, no! Oh! That's 2 cars that were off there at the hairpin, but amazingly, our race leaders continue to make their way through it. Pure magnificence.
Oh, Sam, the curbs of death!
Oh, no! The battle for the lead is over, for the time being, at least.
Oh. Huan Chi Lin is spared further challenge. As a... Oh, yep. Right with Connor McClellan. Sam Gunston rejoins.
Oh, dear.
Well, they're not technically in the same race at the moment as... Oh. Oh, big trouble at turn 1 involving Dan Stevens,
wow.
Bailey Watling, though. Oh. Yes, I think we might call for a replay to try and understand what's happened here.
Yeah, okay. So Watling and Stevens. Both having trouble at turn 1. So first problem here for Watling is, is that Stevens having a spin ahead of him?
No.
Yeah, it was. No, it wasn't. It was someone else.
So it's just...
Watling ended up collecting them.
So Stevens gets a spot out of that all for free there, yep. So who is the person that Mr. Watling has collected in all of this one here? Oh, Thomas Byrne, unfortunately, involved in another incident. It's not been a great race
so
for the 21.
That brings Byrne's incident total up to 152.
Right.
Yes. Phil Reed, how many incidents does he have? He was running second. Is 105 incidents now, but Steve McLennan has overcome him and is now sitting at 130 incidents with the highest ping in the field at 358.
Yep, that's higher than mine. As we steady there once again for Huan Chi Lin. He's just taken a pit stop, by the way, and given up the race lead temporarily as a result. But 7 seconds of fuel added to splash the tank and extend the range a little bit more. As yet, Gunston's in on this lap as well. So there we go. Pit cycles.
Right.
Currently alive and well at Knock Hill, and I don't... Actually, do I have a camera in the pits that serves us? Actually, yes, this kind of works.
Yeah, it does. All right, out comes Gunston. And we'll re-emerge back onto the circuit. 7.7 seconds stopped. Yanxi Lin currently making his way down the railway straight. Oh, lordy.
Oh, okay. It's picked up Thomas Byrne. I think, though, that, yep, Bailey Watling, that matte black BMW starting to now ring a bell, unfortunately, has come a cropper at turn 1. And all of this, Gunstone has come out only just ahead of Ben Roberts. So, might have a scrap for third, although through the chicane there.
Oh, no. Roberts making contact there with Watling. That extends the gap out. And, well, judging by the fact that Ben Roberts is on his 11th lap right now, I think he was going to come in at the end of this lap anyway.
Yes, he couldn't have been far away. He was just off sequence to our leading drivers a bit, it seems, because he chose not to pit under the pace truck period of last. So he might have another few laps in it, but we'll see if he's nursing damage at all. Not according to... well, not enough damage to force him to pit, but certainly that looks like a handful. And
yeah. So, news from race control for absolutely balking it into the pits, end quote. Mark Axelson has been given a drive-through penalty. It's interesting to see Jake Sparey actually giving penalties for valid reasons. It's a bit of a rare occurrence for a MaXX Bantz.
As you know what? Let's throw the pit stops up on screen as well, because it turns out that's an option I have these days. So yeah, we'll add Ben Roberts to the those into the pits on this lap. So that will put him well out of contention, it seems. As a lead currently 7 seconds for Yanxi Lin, but still got to survive 34.5 minutes of this treachery to be able to make that succeed. Charlie Laws just executed a pass for way back in 12th, and that was a bit of gravel in my ears.
A little bit of gravel indeed, and looks like probably gravel in the teeth of whoever that car was that just went off. We will see who it was. It was Charlie Lord.
See what his pass was first for Charlie Lord, to be precise. So you've got a move done on... It will be about there, I suspect. Ah, yes, indeed.
Looks like it. Yeah, Josh Carroll Walden, who's had quite a few adventures so far, manages to make his way back up into 13th place, with Hamish Cleland being in the pits now for 1 minute and 37 seconds. Looks like that's potentially another retirement there. We have so many cars here that have been in the pits for a while. Amazingly, Eric Intilli has actually just made up 2 spots on Stuart Bradley and Victor Oliveira. Bradley had been out of the race for 17.5 minutes. Stuart Bradley for 5.5 minutes. So Eric Intilli, look out for him. Winner of 2 MaXX Bantz Opens so far, but currently 22 laps down. I do not foresee him adding a 3rd title to his roster from here.
Not tonight, at least. I think that one is a little far away. But I guess it could happen later, another time, perhaps. We'll have to fill you all in on that one. Maybe, say, when MaXX Bantz 25 comes ready. He's only 4 laps down on P20 now. But comes into the pits as well, so that might change things up there. As it's just seen, yeah, Cleland going down another spot. So unfortunately, that does look like the end of, as you said, things for the number 10 machine here tonight. Trying to see if we got anything to look at on screen, because.
Well, things seem to have calmed down in the position battles, and that raises a point. Remember, the race will be automatically ended if there are no on-track passes for position for 3 laps in a row. I'm wondering if Sparey is just keeping a close eye on whether or not there's going to be any more passes here. There's probably going to be one here between Josh Carroll Walden and Charlie Lord. At least he is hoping, because and you want to keep the race going, guys. Might as well have a little bit of a fight. And there we go. All right. We are safe for another lap.
All right. It is a good point, because I guess we hadn't really thought about it all that much. So, with everyone pretty spread out, yeah, this is our closest fight on track by the longest margin. So, keep our eyes out for stuff like this, as, yeah. The clock is ticking on a 3-lap countdown.
There we go, another spin there. And Harpixel, well, the reason we're not running the oval is because someone bribed Sparey with a deep-fried Mars bar. And so it was changed to the international layout reverse. The real reason is we didn't realize.
Nothing like a bit of an well moment there, as it were, to mix things up for the MaXX Bantz Open. Now, on my end, Reese, all of a sudden, it sounded like he cut out, so I'm hoping that wasn't another thing going wrong for me here. As
No, it's not another thing going wrong for you. When I leaned in close to the mic, I actually muted my Yeti, as Charlie Lord has gone for a spin. Got a little bit too close. I'm
sorry.
Oh, did you just hear that as well?
I did.
Lordy. Okay, I'll repeat myself, Harpixel. The real reason is we didn't realize that the oval layout of Knock Hill only has 20 grid slots, and that would have been a problem with 40-something cars signed up for this race. Of course, not all of them made it to the event, but still, would have been a bit of a bummer if we had to limit entries to 20.
Just trying to keep tabs on where we could see more battles for position. We've got Dan Stevens trying to hang on to P7. Bailey Watling coming at him once again in this race. So that could help reset the overtake clock, because that's nebulously ticking along in the background somewhere. Despite us not really having a chance to think about it all that much. And now, does Stevens coming into the pits for service count as a pass?
I don't know. I don't think so. It has to be on-track passes for position. At least that's what Sparey said to me anyway when he told me to go and make the trailer. So we'll have to keep an eye out here. I'm sure that if there's a little whoopsie, Sparey will just make up a rule on the fly, as he usually does.
Eric and Tilly almost cracking into the top 20. Still 5 laps down on the next car that is actually circulating, but just got past Steve McLennan, who seems to have retired as... Oh, there we go. Was that an on-track pass, technically? No, that's Hamish Cullen, apologies, going down another lap in the pits. No, but I'm just looking... Unfortunately, the nearest gap on circuit right now is apparently here at 3.5 seconds. 4.5 seconds now between Joshua Carroll Walden. As the pace truck is returning to the circuit once more.
Okay. Right then. With half an hour remaining in the race, we have one more reset for the entire field. Once again, how many more are we going to see before the checkered flag is out? We have 3 cars still on the lead lap here. And I just saw Dan Stevens and Bailey Watling trade positions. So I get the feeling that maybe, just maybe, that might count as an on-track pass for position. I honestly don't know. But the field falls into line behind the iRacing pace truck. And it was quite a gap that Yanshi Lin held on to there, with Gunston just making his way into the pit lane. Benjamin Roberts is going to move past Gunston into second place. But there is still a half a minute's gap to Yanshi Lin, which should reduce a little bit as the field is under the control of the pace truck, going about 75 k's an hour. Now, does Lin go for the lane? Looks like it. So things will equalize once again in the battle for the top three.
Bit of a no-brainer there, in my mind at least, that they'd bring it into the pits. Let's stay here at the inner pit lane and see who gets out first in this one. It should be Lin in here with several seconds to his advantage for this stop. Although it's a long one for Lin. Cullen's going to go a lap back in all of this. Gunston up to second in the lane. No, sorry, that's Gunston staying second, isn't it? There goes Lin out of the box. 19 seconds for him, though.
Yeah, right. That's a long stop.
And it means Gunston's taking the race lead.
All right. Well, all three drivers. Oh, okay. Drive-through for Josh Carroll Walden, we're just hearing, for blocking the pit lane entry. That is certainly an egregious violation of whatever nebulous rules MaXX Bantz may or may not have on any given day. But this is an interesting stat here, Sparey. Judging from what we can see from the drivers entered and where everybody is, we are almost guaranteed at this point a first-time winner of MaXX Bantz. Yanshi Lin has not won. Sam Gunston has not won. Benjamin Roberts has yet to get the WinRAR trophy as well. So there will be something to celebrate when we eventually get to the checkered flag.
Oh no, mechanical black flag for Ben Roberts. Is what...
Oh no!
Was this triggered by what the penalty has just been issued for? Well, we'll have to talk about it later. The race has been restarted and all of the madness. Yanshi Lin, okay, gets to the inside for turn one. That might be the safe place. It's a bit hard to tell because you got lap cars looking around the outside there and spin in the hairpin.
Yeah, that's Cabin Bud, and Sam Gunston is all the way back in the pack. He is a long way behind Yanshi Lin at the moment.
It wasn't that far away when we got things restarted.
No. Whoa. Potentially having some issues getting up to speed in the midst of everybody spinning and crashing around him. Regardless, we have plenty of drama there in the middle of the lap. So many drivers that are off the circuit at the moment. And looks like Jack Barker has also found the wall, and he is stopped in the gravel trap right now and not able to get back going. So 8.3 seconds is the gap for the lead. Lin driving with Reed right now, and Phil Reed down in 15th place, 12 laps down, but you can see that he definitely has the pace to keep up with our race leader, and oh, there he goes. That's a spin for Yanshi Lin. Sam Gunston, if Lin doesn't get back up to speed quickly, is going to come back through and take the lead. There's Gunston, and the lead will change. No, it won't. Hang on. Lin got up to speed just in time.
Oh, talk about, timing on point.
Wow.
For Yanshi Lin's now, is that steering damage or is that setup?
No, that's the setup.
That's the setup.
That's the setup.
I had to ask, even though it probably was the setup. I just thought, I guess you don't. I wouldn't know for certain in all of this. All right, we're gonna race for the lead now. 0.3 of a second.
Yeah, and the leaders are only a lap apart on fuel strategy. So this is going to make things very interesting in the dying moments of this race. Only 22 minutes to go. Yanshi Lin versus Sam Gunston is the battle of the day. These two are the only drivers left on the lead lap.
Indeed. Ben Roberts taking extensive repairs under the safety truck. That one there tonight, and that's meant he's departed the battle. So we'll take another safety truck and somehow provision of a wave around to be allowed back into this one. There's Gunston!
Oh! All right. Easy does it. He showed the nose, didn't he? I'm amazed that they didn't whack each other off.
That was what I would call, indeed, awfully close to being a near disaster. But close enough is good enough by my books.
Phil Reed was the yellow BMW that was spun in the background there, but we'll keep our eyes on our leaders here, as it seems like Yanxi Lin's real strength is the exit from the hairpin. That's what's helping him out here, and just exits in general. It seems like he's really got it sorted on acceleration. Gunston, meanwhile, is suffering oversteer at just about every turn. And these guys are coming up on another lap car here. Brandon Groch in eighth spot, and he's on his 68th lap right now. 5 laps down on our leaders, and it looks to me like Gunston has fallen off the wagon a little bit versus Yanxi Lin. But anything can happen in this fight, and the leaders have certainly had trouble with lap cars before.
Indeed, yes. Well, oh,
speaking of, off goes Groch.
Say his name, and Brandon Groch unfortunately hurt us, or his car hurt us, and decided, yes, the driving was far too orderly. Have we had a pass in a little while? I keep wondering now if we've had a pass in a little while. Something is, I'll lean a little deep into the hairpin, trying to maybe.
That's probably actually the optimal line there. It allows him to straight line the dip on the exit of the corner.
I mean, yes, all of the twists and turns, as it were, to how to get the car to drive around here nicely, is it? Takes a bit of extra avoidance there, coming up to the flick over the crest there. As up, there has been a pass. Charlie Lord passing Bailey Watling in the pits, though, unfortunately. So that's another car that looks to be saying they will be done and dusted from this race. So in fact, we'll take him off the pit wall and clean up the screen a little bit. So by my count, we have 18 still running in this race, and Eric Intilli has indeed just cracked inside the top 20.
He has indeed. Well, that is commitment for you. Eric Intilli is consistently being one of the guys that has really been the picture of endurance and the spirit of never giving up, as that was the spin from the number 22 of Brandon Groch, who, even as time has gone on, even still holding on to 8th spot, actually 9th now that Timothy Vaughan's got past him, still managing to hold on to a position in the top 10. And Vaughan is not quite out of the woods yet. This will be very interesting, not just in the battle for the lead, but in the battle for 8th as well.
Yeah, because it looks like the gap there, 2.5 seconds and climbing. Yanxi Lin maybe just a little more confident in this phase of the stint. So this is where it might be at. Oh, that's a lock and a half from Groch. Vaughan decides he's not going to get too involved in what Brandon's got going on. He'll go for the run, though, off the corner.
Here we go, side by side down the railway straight, which is named such because it actually follows the route of a railway line and manages to hold on to the place, does Timothy Vaughan. Fantastic little fight that we are seeing between these two, as we have two other drivers catching up to them. Dan Stevens in 7th and Phil Reed in 15th. Dan Stevens is about to put a lap on Vaughan and Groch. Oh, as Brandon has a big old slide coming out of the final corner, and looks like Travis Hicken has had another issue there as Groch makes his way into the into the pit lane. My apologies, and overshoots his pit box for good measure. And Phil Reed got into the pits as well. He said he's made a scheduled pit stop, and he got a black flag for saying that.
Yes, how dare there be orderly and appropriate communications as Brandon Grotch potentially dropped as... Oh, Sam Gunston in for service. Now, might this be his last required stop? 13% fuel tank. Will a splash be necessary?
No, a splash will definitely be necessary.
Is that tyres? Has he gone up on the jacks? There he has.
Yeah, okay.
Fresh boots on the Z4 to finish this one with 16 minutes to go.
Interesting. Now, keep in mind, the average stint length we've been seeing is about 11 to 12 laps, and assuming a average lap time of about 53 seconds, considering all the slides and spins that we've seen, that is less than 10 minutes per stint. So there will have to be one more pit stop for Gunston, and I would assume one more pit stop for Lynn. Question is, will Lynn be able to have the slightly lighter car at the end, having pitted later?
Yeah, my timings estimates 28 laps, including the one they're on right now. There'll be another 28 laps of racing at green flag speeds. And yes, we're looking at 11, 12 laps. Well, that's still there. 2 stints and change for these guys here. So maybe it's a game here of can Wan Lin fuel save it so he's only got to make 2 stops definitely versus 2 stops and maybe a splash for a driver like Sam Gunston, who might have put himself on the back foot there with the having to stop earlier.
We shall see as Lynn responds and goes for his second last pit stop of the night. And it looks like a fast repair taken there. The front end of the BMW just popped out. And pit stop complete there for Lynn. Much quicker stop than Gunston. He's going to hold on to the lead, having just exited now as Gunston makes his way out of the final corner. But remember, Gunston took tyres. So maybe he's hoping that that little bit of extra fresh rubber is going to prove the difference maker.
Yes. Then again, I think Lynn took his tyres under the safety truck period. Took a bit of the pain then. For maybe some more gain in the long run for this final stint is almost at the limits there. Just hangs on to it. I wonder how much they're not exactly holding back around here despite all the challenges of getting around this place. You see here, like he could okay, so maybe you could argue it's quote-unquote fuel saving by nature of having to baby the car in on the brakes into some of these corners. But certainly not afraid to attack most of the entries, it seems.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like, especially as the race has gone on, Yanshi Lin has just gotten a little bit more comfortable with the car. Knows where to push it and where not to. So we will see. So, careful. Don't take too much of the gravel there as he spins. Oh no, this could bring Gunston right back into it.
Oh, it's Eric Tilly. Dan Stevens, they both get through just. And yeah, that completely scrubs the benefit that Wan Lin. That's the second time he's had a solo moment. Now, it doesn't allow Gunston to fully catch up, but it eliminates basically all the time loss of Gunston taking his tyres on a green flag stop there.
It does. And remember, both of these drivers still have one more splash and dash to go before the race is well and truly done. And it's about now, or in the next minute or two, that we're going to start seeing those pit stops come to fruition. So, can Yanshi Lin get back up to pace? Oh, no. Gunston spinning. And that's on new tyres as well. He's going to have to hope for a safety car or safety truck in the last few minutes of the race to eliminate Yanshi Lin's advantage now.
Indeed. Well, the battle for the lead is on ice. We do have another position battle that might brew here. Joshua Carroll Waldron and Charlie Lord together on circuit here at about a second or thereabouts, although ebbing and flowing as they try and nurse the cars around here and see who's got better exit traction and such. Nope, Charlie Lord going to the pits. That will invalidate that. But 11:25 on the clock. Does he have enough to make it home from there?
He's going to have to baby the car around, I think.
Whose engine just went kaboom.
Oh, dear. That's no good.
There are
So the gap.
three candidates? Oh.
So the gap for the lead out to 14.5 seconds. Remember, one more spin from Yanxi Lin, and that will unfortunately eliminate the advantage once more. It's happened before. Could happen again, especially considering we have a lot of drama going on up ahead. Thomas Byrne with yet another off track to add to the list. He is at 198 incidents now. Can he crack the 200 by the time we get to the finish? I would assume so. Can Lin find his way past without incident is the big question. Byrne's not letting him go here. Might he do it on the straight? Lin has to back out of it. Oh, here we go. Byrne lets him go. No fuss there. Nicely done. And so Lin will escape the drama for just a few moments more, but there's ever more drama happening in front of him. It seems like some... Oh, dear. Round goes Byrne once more, and I think that will definitely be 200 incidents now. Jack Barker is the car ahead of Yanxi Lin right now, and it looks like every corner of the car has taken damage for the number 12. So is that BMW still handling like it should?
I would doubt who's just had a moment.
That was Lin. Lin had a half spin. Big old slide, but he got on the anchors and managed to save it. As Stevens makes his way into the pit lane, there's Jack Barker with probably the saddest looking BMW Z4 in Scotland right now.
Oh, you could argue the wing's happy to see us. It's a bit of an
Yes.
upward lip. And there
True.
on it. Gunston into the pits. What should be his final time?
Okay, well, now all he has to... the only thing he can do from here is hope that Lin has a spin or speeds into the pits or gets some kind of penalty. Plus, a safety truck would certainly help him out here.
Yep.
Very interesting in this final 8.5 minutes of the race.
NASCAR rules definitely benefit getting pit stops done under green flag, because you get all that time back by the field having to compress under a safety car before the pits will open up. So then again, with 8 minutes to go, is it in character for Maximilian Jasmine Banter to throw a bit of a wrench in Yanxi Lin's plans? Or shall Sam Gunston be destined to continue being forever second?
Yeah, true. This is there's a lot to fight for here. Gunston has done all right in quite a few MaXX Bantzes, but has never had the good fortune to win. Yanxi Lin has also competed quite a lot in MaXX Bantz Opens. I think maybe it would have been... Oh, did he win the one that was the Holden Commodore doing the Bathurst jump? I can't remember. That might have been changed. I'll jump to the WinRAR Trophy Hall and see who won that. I am not seeing Yanxi Lin on the list. So we shall be guaranteed a first-time winner here as... Oh, dear. Lynn got robbed in Skyward Flawed. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, the Legend of Banter Skyward Flawed. That was the Holden Commodore V8 supercar taking the Bathurst jump. Lynn would have been the winner, but apparently there was some BS-ery going on. At least that's what some think. So we'll see if he finally gets it here. Either way, it's going to be a ride to redemption for both of our top two, no matter who comes out on top.
Well, still owes us a pit stop, does Yuan Shilin. He's on to his 11th lap in this one. Does he come down the pits now and just get it out of the way, or is he going to press on? He'll keep going. Just under 6 minutes on the clock as he crosses the line once again. His 90th lap of this track begins now. Still on to make 107 laps according to my timing screen. So that seems a little optimistic with only 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, it does indeed. I reckon we'll probably only make it 95 laps, if that, including the pit stop.
I've been betrayed, let down, deceived, words to that effect, perhaps, but it's been all kinds of chaos and madness today for me that, well, I am not surprised at this point.
Of course. All right, 5 minutes remain on the clock. And, well, for the time being, I'll give you my final update until the checkered flag on incident counts. Thomas Byrne still has the most incidents in the field, 208. That is what you need to beat if you want to get the brown star, and it looks like no one is even close to overcoming that. Next highest amount of incidents is 143 for Josh Carroll Walden, followed by 137 for Steve McLennan, and Phil Reed at 131. Meanwhile, Timothy Vaughan going into the pits loses a couple of positions. There's actually a bit of an interesting fight going on.
Oh no!
4 minutes and 10 seconds to go, and the safety truck is out. Lynn, did he just make it into the pits in time?
I don't think he did, Reese. He was on entry as that was being summoned.
Oh,
Splashes in some fuel. Now, to my understanding, this is an end-of-line penalty. But he and Gunston are the only two cars on the lead lap. So they'll be the only two that have to form up on that outside line.
Yeah.
Although
this is going to be interesting.
Does it send him to the back of the longest line, which will be everyone else that's not on the lead lap? Questions that we don't know the answers to.
Oh boy, here we go. So Sam Gunston, 6 laps complete on his stint. He will not have to pit again. Lynn, meanwhile, only putting a few litres in the car, I would imagine, of the very few that he is allowed to put in. And there is the end-of-line penalty for entering a closed pit for Yuan-Shi Lin. So now Sam Gunston is actually at the end of this queue here that Yuan-Shi Lin is making his way down. So it looks like this might actually be a head-to-head between these two guys.
It should be, yeah. Just trying to see here.
Oh, is Gunston getting waved around? Lynn! Oh, no. Lynn gets spun. Lynn was just spun coming through the pit entry. No, the pit exit. This will be interesting. This finish here. Sam Gunston currently has 10 seconds over Yuan-Shi Lin. I would assume he is Yeah, he's at the front of the queue here, behind the pace truck, and because Yanxi Lin timed his pit stop wrong there, been sent to the end of line. So has Yanxi Lin been robbed once again? Is the big question.
Well, hopefully I can get back in to at least finish this off and get us video footage again. Yeah, that was an even worse crash on my computer than last time. So.
Oh dear.
Yeah, to the point where it just screamed at me with a blue screen of death. Levels are bad. So.
Okay. Well, I'm going to bring you MaXX Bantz radio for the restart, which is happening right now. Sam Gunston manages to lead them away. Yanxi Lin, unfortunately, has to come into the pits once more. That is huge there. Sam Gunston has the entire advantage in his hands here. And all he has to do is make it around one more time after this, I would think. Or does he slow down and take it? I honestly don't know. This is the worst timing possible. This is true MaXX Bantz here. PC or iRacing crash just as we get to the end of the race, so we won't actually be able to see the finish. 20 seconds remaining. Josh Carroll Walden and Brandon Groach are battling over 10th place. And Sam Gunston, with 10 seconds remaining on the clock, is going to cross the line and make it one more lap here. 96 laps will be completed in this race. And all it takes is one spin, and Yanxi Lin might just be able to catch up to him. It's going to be a big ask, though, with 17.4 seconds in between them. Yanxi Lin just starting his final lap now as Sam Gunston makes his way down the hill. We shall see who comes away with this in the end, but at the moment, it looks like it is with Sam Gunston here as he makes his way through Duffer's Dip. And only a couple more corners to go. His nickname was Forever Second. Now it will be finally first. Sam Gunston crosses the line to win MaXX Bantz 24. He is a son of banter for the first time after God knows how many times of trying.
You can have the Winmar trophy early at this point.
Yeah. Nicely done. Nicely done indeed.
As, oh my word, it has definitely begun.
Oh, it has begun. The party has started. Oh, who's that wedged on the tire bundle? Oh no. Wow. Oh man, there's stories of heartbreak, stories of sweet victory here. Yanxi Lin, I mean, he was second in the Legend of Banter Skyward Flawed. He remains second here in what even is the name of this one? The Art of Banter. Man, I feel bad for him. I feel bad for Yanxi Lin. It's certainly going to be tough to deal with after such a well-driven race. Unfortunately, technicality putting him out of the running. Sam Gunston, though, after God knows how many tries, finally gets the dub. That is incredible. Well, I suppose, Dan, it falls to me to find us a Discord invite for Sam Gunston. Or maybe I can give it to Sparey. Give that duty to Sparey as we continue yapping on here. Well, I guess we'll start with you, Sparey. Man, that was certainly a thing.
It was a thing, and it did very thingy things. I think that was a successful race in terms of there was a lot of debacles of racing, and I'm sure that everyone who is out there had a good time racing. And of course, shame to all those who decided to retire, especially Corey Vervinkt. I'll call him out directly for choosing to prioritize a different meme race rather than this one.
Yeah, indeed. Shame on you, Corey. Shame on you. But I'll tell you what, the nature in which that win was decided, I think that will go down in MaXX Bantz history, with Yanxi Lin missing out on the win for the second time due to, shall we say, shenanigans.
I wouldn't call that shenanigans. I think he very clearly had enough time, 0.2 of a second, to get out of the pit entry, and he didn't. And that is as simple as that. You cannot enter a closed pit when there is a yellow flag and a safety truck on the circuit. And we have Sam Gunstone here with us now.
We do indeed. I'll drag him up. Sam Gunston joins us now. Congratulations, Sam. You are no longer forever second.
That's right, I guess so. Hi guys, how's it going?
Yeah, pretty good. How was that for you?
Yeah, I wore my dressing gown and I'm too warm now. That was quite an intense experience. I feel like I got pretty unlucky with those cautions early on, and I had to take a penalty, and one time I had to save fuel like crazy just to make it up the hill for the last time, but yeah, that last one fell in my favor, I guess.
It certainly did, and I have just messaged you the WinRAR trophy there. Your first dub in MaXX Bantz history. How long have you been at this event again?
I lost count. My first one was number 3, I believe, and I've probably taken part in at least maybe 15 since then. And I've kind of been gradually edging up on it slowly and finished second quite a few times, and yeah, finally got it now. So I'll be printing that off, and it'll be going on the fridge. Now I just need to buy a printer.
Indeed you do. Well, that brings things to an end here for this edition of the MaXX Bantz Open for you, Sam Gunston. Is there anyone that you'd like to thank for your victory?
Yes, obviously Eric, who's been a great help, and he's always racing with me in these things, so that was good fun. Shout out to all the other ITM guys, Team BPR with the karting, all the WTech guys. Yeah, that's about it, really. Cheers.
Awesome stuff. That is Sam Gunston joining us there in the comms box to end things off here. Well, I suppose final words from you, Dan. What was the experience we just went through?
Well, it depends. You had an experience. I've had an experience of, well, actually, it's a bit of personal heartbreak now. I've got to tear the computer apart even more than it already is to try and not have those problems come back.
Indeed.
Given there is a certain thing called bragging rights that I was meant to be taking part in. That is in about 5 hours. I was going to try and get some sleep. That might not be the case anymore.
Yeah, that's going to be a bit of trouble for you. I'm going to try and get some sleep in while I can, but who knows how tired both of us will be for bragging rights, which you can catch on Race Spot TV in 5 hours' time, as Dan mentioned.
I won't be there.
Yeah, I'm surprised, Sparey. It's going to be unfortunate. We will miss your presence there, but still, this is another edition of MaXX Bantz pulled off successfully. Is that the right term?
I would say it's another MaXX Bantz that was pulled off. Let's just leave it at that. I think that we have a beautiful thing going on with these MaXX Bantz races where we've been able to go 6 times round the sun to make sure that we've had incredible racing that has been up, down, and all around, and long may it continue. And I'm sure there will be another fantastic format with a track and car combination of, I would say, biblically scary accuracy to make sure that great racing occurs.
Absolutely. Well, stay tuned over the next 3 months to see what madness we come up with for the next MaXX Bantz Open, but that brings to an end at number 24. Congratulations to Thomas Byrne, by the way, for their 3rd Brown Star with the most incident points at in excess of 200. It was 216 at the very end of it. And congratulations, and that's definitely in quotation marks. I'm Reese Gardner, Jake Sparey with me, and Dan Yeaman with me in the comms box as well all the way through the 24th edition of the MaXX Bantz Open. We'll see you when we see you. It's going to be soon.